Hi everyone, it's Bob Pym here and welcome to another session of study, and I'm pleased you're taking this subject, Community Histories, which I know is an elective, so obviously you've chosen to do it, and it is, hopefully it'll ring some bells. You'll see the relevance of it to you and be able to hopefully get engaged and really enthusiastic about it. The assignment, the major assignment, is you've got pretty free range on that, and so when you read about it in the subject outline, have a think about what it is you'd like to do, and something that's relevant to you and your local community, and you should really get something out of doing that assignment. Okay, this is the only video cast I'm doing, and the dog's just joined us, there'll be a weekly podcast from me as well, but I thought you might just like to see me on this first one, and of course there's a separate podcast on how to do the assignments. Okay, so community history is all about small histories. It's about people. It's about our local neighbourhood. It's not about the big things that happen, the politics, the wars, and things like that. It's about the day to day, basically. And you know this as well as I do, that it's interesting to know what is going on with our neighbours, with our community. It's one of those things that hasn't been well recorded until more recent times. And so you can think back 100 more years ago, say the life of a domestic servant in a Victorian household. Very few original contributions exist from those people. There's quite a bit written about them, but that's by observers, outside observers, charities and things like that were writing about their life below stairs back in the 19th century. But wouldn't it be interesting to actually have diaries from those people, to have letters to describing their working environment, to have an oral history of, hey, what was it like to be a servant in a big house, that sort of stuff. It's a way of life that's disappeared. We know nothing about it really anymore, apart from evidence of third parties. So that's the sort of stuff that today we're a bit more aware of, these small histories and how useful and meaningful they are for people. You'll find in the first module there's a good reading from our American archivist Jimison, where he talks about the different types of histories, which is very important, and importantly talks about who decides what is kept for posterity. And that's where we come in, isn't it? That in fact, if you're responsible for any collection, you're making decisions there about what people can see, what they can't, what is held forever and what gets chucked out. And that's important to remember, that we want a balance of things. We want to make sure that we're not using our own biases in deciding things. You'd all know this from doing the collection subject, the collection development subject, about how we need policies to guide us and things like that. And it's exactly the same in the local history area. And again, you can think of events that occur in your neighbourhood that you might think, we'll gather information about the local show or something like that, agricultural show. And that's relatively easily done and probably is being done in most places. But what about something like the local kids' soccer club, things like that? Maybe there's nothing being kept about that really, unless the club's doing something. And they may or may not. So again, think about trying to get the range. It's not just the big important things, but there's all those little local things that are going on as well. So basically, think a little bit about how you can help in that sort of area, if you like. Get involved on the forums. Like any subject, I think it's important to make sure you read the forums, but also post your comments. All of us can have experience in this area. It's not something that, we all know something about it because we live and work in a community. And have a think about what you know about your local community and how you can provide examples on the forum or ask questions. Nothing's too silly. There's certainly, don't be afraid of asking questions on the forum. I won't go on because obviously video casts take a lot of space as well. But I do hope you enjoy this subject, get a lot out of it. Make sure you give us good feedback at the end, and the subject coordinator or myself, whoever's taken the subject, look forward to your participation over the coming weeks. Okay, all the very best.